Hey, welcome. So today we're going to dive into a pretty powerful idea, the future you really want. It's not hiding in some easy, comfortable spot. Nope, it's something you have to build, and you build it by leaning into discomfort. Let's kick things off with a thought that it might feel a little backwards at first.
And here it is. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Whoa. That feels wrong, right? I mean, we spend so much of our lives trying to get comfortable. So how in the world could it be the enemy? Well, that's the big paradox we're going to unpack right now.
All right, so let's start right there, with the enemy of growth. See, before we can even think about breaking free, we first have to get our heads around why something that feels so good, so safe, is really just an illusion. And hey, let's be real for a second. Comfort feels nice. Of course it does. It's that warm, familiar, predictable feeling. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with visiting that place every now and then. The danger, the real problem, starts when we decide to move in and live there permanently.
So this is the trade-off, right? This is the deal we're making. On one side, you've got the promise of comfort. You know, it feels nice, it's safe, it's easy. But then you look at the other side of the coin and you see the hidden cost. That feeling of safety, it's actually destroying your potential. It's putting a hard, non-negotiable ceiling on your growth.
Which leads to this really powerful way of thinking about the comfort zone. It's basically a prison. But it's not one with steel bars and guards. No, this is a prison we build for ourselves, and we build it brick by brick, every single time we choose to stay where things are easy.
So let's be super clear about what we're calling the comfort zone here. This isn't just about feeling relaxed. It's a state of being where your potential is literally being destroyed by this illusion of safety. It's a cage, plain and simple.
Okay, so what are the bars of this prison made of? Well, they're forged from two things we all know really well, our excuses and our habits. Think about it. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm just not good enough for that, every mindless routine you just fall into without thinking, boom, that's another bar you just added to the cage.
But here's the thing you absolutely have to remember about those excuses. They feel real. They sound totally valid in your head, but they are not stronger than you. Your power to actually do something will always, always be greater than your power to make up a reason not to.
And it's the exact same story with your habits. Yeah, your current routines, they define who you are today, but they do not define who you could be tomorrow. You are absolutely capable of building new habits, habits that actually serve your growth, not just your comfort.
So I want you to just pause for a second, seriously, and ask yourself this question. If you could just strip away all those excuses, all those automatic habits, who's left standing? What is that person truly capable of?
Okay, so that's the problem, right? The prison of comfort. So what's the solution? Well, this is where we get to the good part. It's all about the push for progress. It's about finding growth inside of discomfort, not by running away from it. I mean, this is basically the fundamental law of progress. It doesn't matter if we're talking about the gym, your career, your relationships, your life. You don't get stronger lifting weights that feel easy, right? You get stronger by pushing against resistance. Growth is a direct result of that struggle, of that push.
And this is exactly why we have to completely change the way we think about discomfort. It's not a punishment. It's not a sign you're failing. It is the essential ingredient. It's the friction that creates the spark. It's the pressure that makes us stronger.
So the big question is, how do we actually do this? Well, it really boils down to two steps. They're simple, but that doesn't mean they're easy. Step one, you have to change how you see things. You've got to start seeing your comfort zone not as a safe harbor, but as the cage it actually is. And then, step two, you gotta do something. You have to consciously, intentionally push yourself beyond those walls.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, this is the most important part. Because this whole thing, it isn't about fate, it's not about luck. Your future isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you actively choose.
And here's the truth you really need to let sink in. You are stronger. You're stronger than that pole to just stay put. You are absolutely stronger than your fear of what might happen if you try.
And you are capable. You're way more capable than you give yourself credit for. You're more capable than your current situation might make you feel, and you're definitely more capable than that little voice in your head wants you to believe.
And finally, you have to get this. That future you're dreaming of, it's not going to deliver itself to your front door while you're chilling in your comfort zone. No way. It's out there, just across the border of what feels easy, and it's waiting for you to come and claim it.
So really, it all comes down to this single idea. It is an active choice. Growth doesn't just happen by accident. You choose to have that difficult conversation. You choose to do that extra rep at the gym. You choose to learn that new hard skill. You actively, deliberately choose discomfort because you finally understand that's the address where your future lives.
And that just leaves one last question, and this one is just for you. Look, this isn't about flipping your entire life upside down tomorrow. It's about one small, deliberate choice. So what's it going to be? What discomfort will you choose